What's up, everybody? I recently went to New York to check out a very, very special E36 BMW, and I wanted to take you guys along for the journey. This was originally going to be posted on the Behind the Build channel, second channel that we have, because this is kind of the reason it was made. But Omicron is a bitch and finally got some of us at the shop. So we've been out of service for a little bit, so I figured I'd throw this on here and let you guys know that we are doing well. We are healing up, and we will be back in action and back with another episode on the R34, R69 very, very shortly. We're still working on it. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Enjoy! Trip started as many do. Long walks to the airport, breakfast at the airport, cocktails, more cocktails not photographed. We got so lucky to have an empty seat on an entirely full flight. I would have thought. Chelsea decided to nap all the way to New York. It's a very, very long flight, and I reached a lifelong goal of playing Diablo 2 at 30,000 feet. Pretty amazing. Now I will say there's a lot of drinking in this, and this is back when I was allowed to drink like a week ago. So we landed in New York. We had a really nice flight just as the sun was setting, and I walked through the airport only to find out that I was in New Jersey, which was weird to me because I really thought we were going to a different state, but you know, polar bear. So shortly after that, we took a 2-hour-long cab ride to get to our hotel that was very fancy on the outside and very terrible on the inside. So we left and we headed to the unveil. LTO E36 wide body kit. Had to check it out. All right, guys, the reason we are here, Kaisel and his company LTO have built a really amazing kit for the E36, which we already showed you pulling the cover off of. Kaisel, let's talk about this vehicle. The kit is on the car. It looks amazing. Like, let's just walk us through the pieces of the kit and how this is all done. So you design this all on a computer, then it goes to CAD, and then it gets made, and it's eventually, is it carbon fiber or fiberglass on this one?
Fiberglass on this
Fiberglass on this one.
You can get the front splitter and side editions all in carbon.
That's cool.
If required.
Yeah.
But yeah, the kit comes with full front bumper replacement, front fenders. We have the side skirts and side skirt extensions.
Yeah, these are really, really cool. I love this design here, like through the venting.
But it's like very race inspired as well.
Yeah.
Race and
And just the subtlety of this, like it's almost hard to see because it can get lost in the shadows, but when you do see it, it looks really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, rear fenders, of course.
How much do they widen the car by? Do you know the measurement off the top of your head?
Not exactly off the top of my head right now.
Looks like quite a few inches.
It's quite a bit. Yeah. It's quite a bit.
That's pretty amazing.
Spoiler, adjustable goney flap as well.
Yeah.
Rear diffuser. It also mounts on the typical E36 diffuser. But yeah, like this car is, again, it's a love letter to the E36 in a way. It's a fun kit.
It's very fun. It makes the car just look like, it makes you want to go drive it.
Thank you.
It's
just kind of supposed to be a GTR version of an E36 in a way, but a little bit crazier and a little bit wild.
A lot of it crazier.
Yeah.
If you had a really powerful LS with all this tire back here, it would be so much fun. It would be so much fun to drive.
I mean, potential SEMA 2022.
Oh, we'll see you there, man. And you guys also just released your Rx7 Kit as well, which everybody's probably seen online. I'll put a picture in the video right now. That thing looks amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And are you gonna put that kit on your Rx7 back home?
I will. It took a bit of convincing for myself to do it.
I could tell that you love the stock body lines too.
I feel like I have to at this point. You know.
I think you have inspired so many thousands of people to go super aggressive on their own builds. And then you got your car and you got to stay like relatively mild. I was thinking, okay, eventually Kaisel's got to go through the pains that we go through. Because living this life, it looks amazing, but it is harder.
It is.
And it's like you hit a bump and you just go,
really
you know.
I mean, this car's on air suspension.
Yeah.
Rotiform, very kindly built wheels as well.
These are great wheels.
Toyo tires, see my go-to, typical go-to. We had Rob from Hoonigan build the cage inside, like incredible items. Open the door.
It's very cool.
We had Status as well create some nice seats for us, and Circuit Demon create the lights like straight to.
Oh, the lights are so cool. Yeah. Are those? Yeah, they're still. So these lights are pretty amazing, and then they have a additional thing inside the lens as well that can project.
They are sequential as well, so you can program them to do whatever you want.
That's super cool.
I think people might remember I posted an LTO E30, and it had these hexagonal shapes.
Yeah, yeah.
And cut. I'm like, all right, well, if we want to do a true render to reality thing, we
Very hard thing to do, yeah. So you guys had to cut that out of acrylic, I assume, and get them in? Yeah.
Circuit Demon guys over there, very kindly
very
put
cool
stuff together, and yeah, they made it look better than I would have imagined, honestly.
It's a great addition. Chelsea, she's around a lot of crazy cars all the time. The first thing she said when she walked up, she's like, the headlights are so cool. And she could see them from underneath the cover too. So, all right, man. Well, great job.
Thank you very much.
It's very cool. We're happy to have you on this part of the country. Next step, I'm coming to you. We're going to be in London. Off camera, I'm going to talk to him right now about the next project. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll head over here and be able to bug him, and we're going to build something on the computers over in London, and then we'll bring it back home and build it for you guys. That will be our SEMA 2022 build. So yeah, we're going to chat about that right now, and then I'm going to get back to doing New York stuff in New York, because we're actually in New Jersey right now. But it's actually pretty nice. This is really nice. New York stuff, we New Yorked hard. We touristed very, very hard. Radio City, Music Hall, where a lot of our favorite shows were filmed, then to Times Square, and we walked all this. We did a lot of walking. New York is a walking spot. Times Square is an amazing place. So amazing. If nothing else, just the man-made signage that they got around there. I even included a little bit more footage with my head just for scale. It's an incredible place to hang out, and very clean, way cleaner than you would think. We went and saw the Rockefeller tree, Christmas tree all lit up. There's an ice skating rink down below that thing with a 3-hour long line. There's no way we're gonna do that. And then we took a picture in front of it just to prove that we were there. Across the street, there is this monumental church. I think it's a Catholic church. I'm not quite sure. It's pretty amazing to see. It's really hard to capture with a photograph. We walked into Saks Fifth Avenue to look at a bunch of stuff that I can't afford, or I can't afford, but I would never afford. I would never buy, because anyways. And then we found an outdoor beer garden, and right above on the top there, the interesting thing is hard to see, but there's just giant buckets of water. I don't know. And then we found the tallest, skinniest building I've ever seen in my life. Again, very hard to photograph, but this thing, anybody that lives in New York, it's like upstate Manhattan. You can tell it's just super tall and super skinny and crazy. Then I found the Antiques Metropolitan Jewelry Metropolitan. 5 stories of all gold shit. And that was on the way to Central Park. Chelsea and I finally made it up to Central Park, took a little bit of a walk through the park. That thing is giant. Incredible history behind Central Park. Not the best history, but you guys should look it up if you're curious. Then we went back to Times Square. We spent a lot of times coming in and out of Times Square because it was on the way to our hotel. Amazingly easy to photograph there. Doesn't hurt having a beautiful fiance, but super easy to get good photographs in Times Square. And then Chelsea wanted to go to the Chelsea Market. Who would have thought? Where we did find the most insane fire code violation I have ever seen. I mean, there's no way that could be okay, right? After that, we took a walk to this place called Little Island, and it's an entire island built up of these pillars that widen out at the top. Engineering wise, very, very cool to see. It had a great view of the city. It's a little hard to photograph. And from there, we found this bar. I looked up into this building, found a bar. We got up into the bar, and I was quite disappointed. The bar itself was absolutely terrible, and what I learned about Manhattan is got great food and a lot of great things to see, but their bars, pretty low standards for their bars. The coolest vehicle I saw the whole time we were in New York was this single turbo 2JZ powered 240 driving around Times Square. Props to this guy. Driving in Manhattan is a nightmare, and this was really, really cool to see. And then we had to get some New York style pizza on the way home for the night. The next day we switched hotels into Chinatown. Chinatown, Manhattan did not disappoint. This place was so cool. It was like going to China, or at least that's what it felt like. It's like we got transformed into a different place. Everybody was speaking Chinese. There was open street markets. All the signage, lots of the signage was in Chinese. It was so freaking cool to see. I highly, highly recommend it. It butts right up into Little Italy as well, which I'll show you guys in a second. But it was a super, super cool, different culture to see within Manhattan. I even found He Ain't Heavy, He's My Father on DVD, which is, I mean, that is a lucky find. where Little Italy butts up to Chinatown, you get Italian, Chinese restaurant, dough bakery, pizza oven, dough retarders. Again, another hard thing to find in Manhattan, the dough retarders. And I stopped at Wells Fargo really quick to wire transfer money to buy a car. I don't want to give you guys too many hints, but it is the next project car. And the base of it costs $15,500. And the rest of it, I haven't had a lot of luck finding to buy. So we'll see if we have a project car for the next one. And we kept walking until we made it to Katz's Delicatessen. This place is world famous. Anthony Bourdain mainly famous for the massive pastrami sandwiches, Dr. Brown's cream soda, and an egg cream float. Quite a place to go to try and check out. Definitely a tourist destination. It is very, very, very full. Now, rumor has it that this place is closing down. They announced that they're closing down, which I don't understand when they're charging $24.95 for a pastrami sandwich and they have a line around the block. But luckily, New York has mobile weed dispensaries, so they just let you get high right there while you wait for your food. After that, we got a solid food coma, took a nap, and then went to go check out some of the World Trade Center stuff. So this is One World Trade Center, the new building that was built. Down at the base of that, where I'm standing taking the photographs, is this, I believe this is a museum called the Oculus. It's a really architecturally amazing building to see. It's part of the monument for the World Trade Center. And then at night they rope it off so I couldn't get a good photo, but this is where one of the World Trade Center buildings stood and the other one's just kind of diagonally away from it right there. It's a pit that goes really, really deep in the ground and has all the names around the outside of it. On our way back to our hotel, we could not stay in Chinatown and not get some good Chinese food. So we got some dim sum, which did not disappoint. And then we went to another terrible bar called The Basement in somebody's basement, and that did disappoint. The next morning, Chelsea and I really wanted to get outside of Manhattan to see some of the other boroughs. And as far as we got was the Brooklyn Bridge. We walked to the Brooklyn Bridge, but we didn't have time to walk over it because we had to catch our flight home. But the Brooklyn Bridge sure is a sight to see. It's pretty incredible. And somehow the whole time we were here, we managed to not see the Statue of Liberty. So now I have to go back to New York, which is a hell of a flight. That was our journey to New York about 2 weeks ago, right before I started my meds, when I was allowed to have more fun. That E36 Kaisel design is something else. That is not our next project car, but it's something I got my eye on. That body kit is amazing. Links to all his stuff are in the description. Shout out to Kaisel. I can't wait to work with you in London on one of our SEMA projects for this year. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Peace!